Welcome everybody, welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. I guess welcome to Crystal Talks by Bajerski. Today is no exception for a most beautiful, powerful, mystical, amazing crystal that I came to understand via a very beautiful shaman. And it was many years ago when I first started, and it was a moment where the crossover between truly understanding crystals, and it was at the very beginning of my path where the shaman brought out a tool, and it was a wooden stick, and at the end of the stick there what looked like a crystal, a clear crystal piece of glass with a point. And he looked at me and came over to me and asked me to close my eyes. So I closed my eyes and I just started to breathe. I didn't know what he was doing. I had no idea. I just knew he had this stick in his hand. And all I can tell you is it was a moment of magic. And something happened that's never really happened again. And I understand that was because it was the awakening or the opening of the third eye. And it was literally like something was being pulled out of my third eye. And I could feel to the point where I had to open my eyes, and what I actually saw was so profound in my understanding of crystals thereon, and it was a case of, I'll try and explain. So I'm sat down breathing, no idea what he's doing, not a clue because he never said anything, he just told me to close my eyes, and I was just breathing and wasn't thinking about anything, wasn't sure what he was doing. So my mind was like, well, what's going on here? So I didn't know. However, there was nothing like this ever happened before. I mean, when I was in Ibiza with this beautiful crystal guy, he did something and it was kind of like it, but not. There was nothing really like it. So my eyes are closed, and all of a sudden it feels like somebody's pulling my head forward. So my head's sort of going forward and I'm pulling back because I kind of feel as if I'm going to fall asleep. Now healers will understand this when they're working with energy. They move and they don't know why. They just sort of move. That's energy moving through us. But this was just like my forehead, and it felt like somebody was pulling my forehead in. And then I thought, wow, this feels weird, whatever's happening. It was silent in the room, no noise, and there was no music. So I didn't know what was going on still. And then all of a sudden, it was like a vortex. But the vortex was like a singular energy movement going like this. So I'm seeing it in my third eye, and I'm feeling it on my skin. I'm feeling it inside my head. I can actually feel something is going like this, and I couldn't hold it anymore. I had to open my eyes. And as I opened my eyes, the most beautiful thing, this shaman was using the stick, and as he was moving the stick and this quartz crystal, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, it was like, I can feel what you're doing, but at the same time, I'm now seeing what you're doing. And when I open my eyes, he says, can you feel? And I'm like, yeah. And that was it. That was the real bonding of crystals to me that really, truly made me understand how powerful a crystal is. So welcome to the world of Lemurian Quartz. These are from Brazil. I know that you can get them all over the world, but for me, Brazil is the place where I love them the most. So I'm wearing a piece now, and this is a very special piece because, well, you can see, it's just a very unusual specimen with this beautiful extension here. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. How do I use it? I like to wear it just as it is, and just let myself feel good through the day. I've got some big pieces, I've got some long pieces, and I've got some shorter pieces, which a lot of people like just the smaller pieces. The big ones mainly like this are for healers or people who are really seriously wanting to do the work. So let me take it off and tell you what I get from this crystal over the years. Now, I don't often get it, but when I do, it goes very quickly. I used to give away so much of this to people who are on their spiritual path. And what I mean by that is it's the kind of crystal that I feel is a nice doorway that you open and you don't feel overwhelmed. You know, Moldavite, overwhelmed. Vesuvianite, maybe overwhelmed. Vivianite, bit overwhelmed sometimes, depending. Mount Shasta, bit overwhelmed. So certain crystal can, like, whoa. But this one, I understand why the shamans all over the world use Lemurian quartz. And it's phenomenal. It's such an opener, but in a way where you feel that you can walk the path without feeling negative or fearful, worrying. It's just a very powerful crystal, but an amazing balancer at the same time. So one of the things that I found fascinating with this crystal was to open third eye, of course, because of what I experienced. But I noticed that when I went to all the other chakras, all the other power points, I found that it did the same thing. So there's something about this crystal that helps awaken, open, strengthen the power points within your body, the chakras. So for me, a good pointer, and all of them are pointers, are exactly how I'd be working on these points like this. You can feel it. You can just feel, if you just focus. So it tingles to start with, and you've just got to keep going at it. It's not instant. It takes a little bit of time, and you can feel that energy building up, and there's a cleansing, there's a clearing going on. And then once that clearing's gone, you can start to feel the connection more and more. So yeah, I just got a pain in my tooth just then. So every chakra has a connection to the physical as it's clearing the pain. So putting this on a stick, on a beautiful wood stick, and using it as a spiritual tool, fantastic. Wearing it and using it as a tool. I used to use these crystals for many different issues in the body, on the body, and around the body. So for instance, any kind of skin irritation, I would use this and work with that skin issue. Any kind of blemishes, bad spots that are getting really bad and you know, cancerous and things like that, moles that people like, they're just starting to get really bad. Something's happened, they've scratched it and they want to heal it. Oh my God, there's so much. Eyes, working on the eyes. A working ear, tinnitus, working all over the body. Heart, working on the heart. There's something about cleansing, purification. There's something about strengthening. There's something about awakening. When you work, when you're working on your power points here, these are power points too. When you work on here as well as here, as well as here, you'll find that a lot of things start to heal and strengthen, and you start to see and feel. The protection of this crystal is just wearing it. You'll find you'll feel protected, and you'll feel strong. You'll feel powerful, and you'll feel almost like you're aware of things that may be coming. So the heightened ability when you wear this crystal to see future. This is why they're great for people who are doing psychic work. It's great for people who read cards. It's great for anybody who's wanting to get to a higher level of purification. So you purify the mind, you clear the mind, and allow the pure love of spirit to come through, and that connection that you have to this, what's called the pineal gland, to your consciousness. It's really a powerful crystal. I love Lemurian Quartz. I can't speak highly enough of it. I don't get it enough, and when I do get it, it's normally gone very quickly. So this is a nice day that I ended up on my travels finding this crystal and finding, you know, I actually bought them all because I don't often get it, so I struggle to find it these days. And if you're buying off dealers, if I go to a show and I see something like that, that can be anywhere between, I don't know, 55 to 200 euros for just one piece, just on its own. And depending on what stand I go to, and you know, the prices can be very, very high. So I got these at a good price, so I thought, don't let them go. So I bought them all, I worked on them, sent them to Ballet, and then of course had them mounted so that you don't need to worry too much. And now you can just wear them and work with them at your own leisure. So yeah, that's it really. There they are, beautiful pieces. I could go on and tell you that they're great for cleansing, they're great for protection, great for cleansing negative energy. Absolutely amazing if you're working in that kind of darkness or with nasty people around you at work. This is a powerful protection crystal, and that's why the shamans use it. It's used to clear heavy energy, which means that it's there to protect you. There is something in Lemurian quartz that protects you in such a most powerful way that it's an amazing crystal, amazing all round. So even if you don't manage to get one off me, because they probably will go quite quickly, go to your local crystal store and get a beautiful Brazilian Lemurian quartz, and you won't go wrong. Support your local crystal store. Anyway, I'll put a link below to these beautiful crystals, and I truly hope you feel the energy that I've put into these. And I've got another 5 hours to go. They're not going anywhere for another 5 hours. There was just one more that I hadn't worked on, so that needs about 7 or 8 more hours. So when this comes up, I'll have finished working on them and they'll be ready to go on markbajerski.com. And I hope you appreciate them. This one above all, again, is going to be, this isn't a cheap one, because this one costs more than quite a few of them. So it just depends what you want. I mean, it doesn't matter that this one is slightly different and more expensive. Then they all work in exactly the same way. You've got to understand, when you see my website, when I work on a certain crystal, I might have worked on this one a lot longer. So you might see that one and say, well, what's the difference? Well, sometimes the difference is the amount of hours I put into it, and then what the difference is in actual shape formation, which is all relevant to each crystal and the value of each crystal in the way I work with them. So that's it really. But please, even the little small ones, just these are absolutely perfect to wear, and fantastic energy. So yeah, I'll try and put a few special offers on these, okay, and do them as best as I can. I'll try and go, look, I'll do 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. I'm going to do 5 on special offer, which is like after I've worked with them and mounted them from Ballet and paid all the taxes, I'll put them at probably cost price. So remember, I have to send them with delivery as well included. So the wrapping and packing and the girls at work. So like I said, I'll do my best and do 2, 3, 4, 5 special offer. Okay. Have a lovely day. I hope you appreciate these Lemurian quartz. Take care. Have a great day.